My business went agentic. Very few people who work here even know what happened. 13 people work at my marketing agency. They come in, they do their jobs the same way they did in December. Same tools, same routine. Nobody got retrained. Nobody sat through an AI workshop, but now underneath them, an agentic system runs most of the production work for our company. Why did I do it this way? PwC asked over 4,000 CEOs about AI this year. 56% said it produced zero revenue or cost benefit in the last 12 months. The largest companies are telling you they are failing with AI. The ones with the biggest budgets and the biggest consulting contracts got nothing. So when a small business owner tells me AI didn't work for them, I believe them. They're in good company. I had solved AI for me personally, as well as many others I know. Failing at scale did not sit well with me. So I solved how to implement AI into small and medium businesses. Not a framework, not a course, a running system inside my own 13-person company that I built myself. And in this series, I'm going to show you the actual mechanisms, one per week, until you could describe the whole thing to someone else. Today, I'm showing you the one idea underneath all of it. First, some background on me. I used to design the invisible systems that made buildings work. Now I design the invisible systems that make businesses work. Mechanical engineer, 5 years as an engineering consultant, then 13 years in marketing. That combination matters for what's going to follow in the upcoming video and series. Because when I first tried to deploy my AI at my agency, it failed, same as everyone else. And I watched where it died. It died the moment the deployment asked my people to change how they work. New tools, new steps, new habits. People don't do it. Not because they're lazy, not because they're resistant, but because human nature doesn't reorganize itself around software. That was the engineering insight. If the AI needs humans to behave, the AI is designed wrong. So I rebuilt the whole thing on one rule. Nobody has to change how they work. When a client comes into our agency, my account manager does the exactly one thing. She tags a row in the project management tool she already used. That's it. That's her entire interaction with the AI system. And it's not new behavior. It's what she already did. That tag is a signal. Behind it, machinery updates our source of truth, reporting updates, the context every agent works from updates, the active client roster updates, all of it downstream automatically. She didn't adopt AI, she tagged a row, the system adopted her. But what about human nature and edge cases, a common point of failure? We assumed she'd sometimes forget the tag. Of course she will. She's human. Every failed AI rollout on Earth depends on humans executing a process perfectly, forever. Humans don't do that either. So the system periodically checks what it believes against what actually happened in the tools where the work gets done. When it finds a gap, it doesn't guess, it flags it and asks a person to confirm. We designed it for people to be human. I call the model behind it the 10-80-10 framework. Humans do the first 10%, setup, context, judgment. AI does the middle 80%, production, data analysis, repetitive, boring tasks. Humans do the last 10%, review, correction, final say. Your people keep the parts that were always the real job, the judgment at the front, the taste, and the accountability at the end. The machine takes the middle, the part everybody wanted to give away anyway. And the last 10% is where it compounds. Every correction my team makes gets captured and folded back into how the system works. Most companies treat human corrections as friction to engineer away. I treat them as an asset. 20 years of marketing judgment logged one correction at a time. That became the methodology the machine runs on. The system gets better because people stay in the loop, not despite it. If you run a small or mid-sized business, and this is the problem you're staring at, this channel is going to walk you through the whole system, one mechanism a week. Subscribe if you want the rest of it. That's the only time I'll ask. Now, think about the money for a second. Enterprise generative AI spend went from under $2 billion in 2023 to $37 billion in 2025. 22 times the spend, and the majority of CEOs still report nothing to show for it. The spending isn't the problem. The tools aren't the problem. Most people are starting to agree. AGI is here, but then why is the rollout still failing? The design is the problem. They keep building systems that require people to change, and people keep declining. So no, you didn't fail at AI because your business is too small or your team isn't technical enough. You failed because you were handed enterprise-shaped advice, and the enterprises are failing too. I solved this for small and medium businesses by refusing the premise. No adoption push, no retraining, no change management program. My team works exactly the way it worked before. The layer underneath just does more every month. I hope this is the most boring AI story you'll hear this week. That's the point. The revolution that works doesn't feel like a revolution to the people inside it. Build the system around human nature, not the other way around. Next time, I'll walk you through my first AI deployment, the one that failed step by step, so you can recognize the moment yours is about to.